How should investors position ahead of the short trading week? Well, we're already kind of in it as the markets touch new record highs. Jeff Kilburg has some thoughts. He's KKM Financial's founder and CEO and a CNBC contributor. Jeff, come at us. Where are you most in line with the market and where are you most out of consensus?
Well, first, I got to give a little hat tip to producers. It's no mystery, Kelly, that I am the first guest on after the mullet rally because I had an unbelievable mullet back in the day, but my dad made me cut it before I played football for Coach Holtz in Notre Dame. But when you talk about what Santoli as well as Ken were talking about, this constant debate between growth and value in timelines, I think it's really been interesting. We've seen fits and starts, and here we are today with a new record high in the S&P 500, above 600 in the SPY, above 6,000. We talked about this a week or two ago. The air is very thin above 6,000, so I think this is actually going to be healthy. I know we're in a Thanksgiving week where volumes will be a little bit lighter, but I think this rotation trade, I think it's just getting going. I think it makes a ton of sense as you see profit taking. This isn't catastrophic, but when you look at the top 10 holdings still at 35%, those top 10 holdings, the S&P 500, have to be reset, not back to its 50-year average down at 21%, but I think it makes a ton of sense from the profit taking, and that's why you're seeing NVIDIA. Even Meta is down today. And that's interesting to me because you're seeing some of the blue chip names get bought off of that profit taking. The money's not going out of the market, Kelly. We've had 3 consecutive record weeks of inflows, of equity inflows in the U.S. equities. I just think it's going to continue to rotate.
What do you think about this rotation? Are you heartened by that?
I am. I mean, as the manager of the Essential 40 ETF, you know that some of these names that we love and own, we actually own them, Ty, in an equal-weighted manner. So if you look at some of the unloved names, look at the CME group, which should do well if we continue to see Treasury yields oscillate. But there's also an IBM. There's a Waste Management. The only time you hear Waste Management, Ty, is when you talk about the Phoenix Open and how many cocktails they're selling at the Phoenix Open for Waste Management. But I think if you also look at energy, which has kind of been perplexing all year, I think if you look at a leader like Exxon, I think I want to own these blue chip tangible names. So we're adding to these positions. We own all 4 in the Essential 40 ETF, ticker ESN. But I think you're going to continue to see this rotation amplified as we go into Q4 because people are getting a little bit concerned about how NVIDIA had back-to-back 200-plus years. So that's where you're going to see profit taking. Don't exit the position, but bring it back down to an equal weight. You still want to own these names, but it has to rebalance at some point.
Maybe we can show a 5-day chart or so of NVIDIA, which was initially pretty much positive after earnings, but then Ken has hit something of a soft patch. But I wanted to go back to something you said a moment ago. We were kind of talking about tariffs and tax cuts and how these things all take time. But I'm seeing a little bit of this kind of thought going out there now that what if next year is a worse year than people anticipate? Because, look, at the end of the day, cutting money from the government is austerity that in the short term is a problem for growth. Tariffs, the uncertainty around that. The Fed may not be able to cut rates that much more. So because inflation is still sticky. I mean, you could all of a sudden paint a picture in 3 or 6 months' time where things don't look all that great.
When you say a worse way, you mean the stock market?
Both. Maybe the market now is kind of pricing in all this euphoria, but what if the reality when we turn the corner into 2025 is much different?
Well, if we remember back to 2016 to 2020, Donald Trump did whatever he could to keep the market up. He judged himself more than I think any other president on how the market was doing. But
there were a lot of times he would send a tweet out about tariffs and we'd be down several handles, like without hesitation. And he wouldn't come out and correct that immediately.
I'm hoping, despite his partnership with Elon Musk, his tweeting is a little less frequent this term than maybe he learned something from last term.
Jeff, what do you think about that? I mean, again, just to go back to, okay, and by the way, everyone here knows when a new CEO takes over a company, what do they want to do? They want to crash the stock price. So by the end of the term, they look like they're doing really well. You don't want to come in with the stocks at all. You want to come in, crash the thing, and then maybe by the end of it, you go, all right, now we've righted the ship.
Well, and I think that optimism since the election certainly is represented in the market. But I think the one catalyst which could reset and revalue the marketplace specific to equities is interest rates. The Fed's lost control of the long end of the curve. And I think when you continue to see them reissue, we were excited to see Scott Bessent come in because that's where yields are dropping today. A big drop, by the way. But I think at the end of the day, the bond holders and the bond buyers, they're going to dictate and determine where those yields go on the long end of the curve. And I do see with all this issuance, I think you're going to see yields move higher. And that's going to keep a lid, in my opinion, short term for the next month, 2 or 3, because these policies that you talked about, the new Trump trade, these policies, there's a lag effect. Nothing's going to be implemented on January 21st. So that's where I think the market has to digest what's real, what's not. What was marketing during the campaign and what's going to be tangible and actually be implemented in the next year or 2.
All right. Gentlemen, we'll leave it there. What do we think?
I have a great picture of a mullet, Kelly. I will send that to you.
I thought you were literally about to turn around and be like, because I have one. I thought we've been hiding this from us this whole time. Jeff,
Amazing.
thank you very much. Jeff Kilburg. Ken will stay with us.
All right.